The amount of people who will match with me on certain dating apps be having me question myself. Like, not to say that people, you know, people are beautiful in their own ways, not to sit up here and do that type of thing, but I just be really like, what's up, besties, and welcome back to the channel. So as y'all can see, we are going to be doing a get ready with me, and we're going to be doing a little, I guess, talk, a little girls talk, talking about our 20s, talking about dating, talking about job hunting, just talking about life in general. Okay, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and become one of the besties. We be having the best little conversations, makeup, beauty, lifestyle. Your girl be traveling. I'm traveling real soon, so make sure you go down there and you subscribe. It's free, I promise you. It doesn't cost any money. I'm not out here scamming it. It's free. You can click it, watch, nothing comes out your bank account. Okay, make sure y'all like the video and comment below and let me know what's the craziest thing that's happened to you so far in your 20s. What's the craziest thing that you didn't realize was going to be around? What's going to happen? Like, please let me know, because the 20s can be quite a freaking roller coaster. Okay, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this video. So my 20s, if anybody is new here and you do not know, I am 27. I just turned 27 back in December, so I am kind of on the later cusp of the 20s, which is why I said this video was for everybody, because baby, I was 20 once upon a time. My 20s so far, I feel like 20s is one of those eras where it's like such a love-hate relationship. I had so much fun, I will say, in the earlier parts of my 20s. I did go to college, so your girl experienced the college life. It was such a vibe, but at the same time it was such a struggle, because I just feel like when you're in college you broke all the time. It's no reason I should be this broke. I just feel like, where is the money? Okay, where the refund checks at? But I will say, like, the 20s, and I'm using the NYX, or no, LA Girl perfect precision eyeliner in brown, I believe it's, yeah, in brown. Love these liners, y'all, hands down. But I will have to say, like, love-hate relationship with the 20s. I feel like my main love-hate relationship with it is just the simple fact of, like, it's the era where it's like you're trying to figure out who the heck you are. You're trying to figure out just life in general. Like, you know, like, we go from like structure to no structure. Like, if you think about it, you're in school, you go to high school, you go to college, and you know, you're expected to go to class, and low-key you have structure, even though it's not necessarily the same amount of structure that you may have had like when you were in high school. It's still structure in a sense. So, like, you know, once you hit your 20s, you're only really in that structured kind of realm. Your undergrad, not gonna say like and you're getting your master's and stuff, because I currently am getting my master's, that you don't have structure. But at the same time, it's not the same, because I'm not on campus, you know, I'm not going to class in a normal basis. Like, I take an online class. Like, I just feel like you get into a position, like, once you hit 22, where it's like you go from structure to like, oh shit, this is the real world. Like, this is a little ghetto around here. I always say, I can confidently say, I was just not prepared for all that my 20s was going to bring to me. Now, the first topic of being in your 20s, which I feel like a lot of people are struggling with, especially me, is jobs. Job hunting and rent. Okay, let's talk about it. I am so happy and I'm so thankful that I'm in a position right now where it's like I don't have to pay rent. I do give, you know, my family member some money, you know, for staying with them, but they're not expecting me to pay like half the rent or anything of that nature. And I'm so thankful for it, because it's just the job industry now, you guys, it's pure, just pure trash right now. I have been struggling, you know, when it comes to finding like a decent job paying a decent livable wage, literally since I graduated college. And this is not to discourage anybody who's probably in college right now, to say that you are not going to have a chance when you get out of college to be able to make good money. But listen, baby girl, baby boy, whoever's watching this, it's gonna be a little struggle. I'm gonna say that much. I just say, for those in their 20s, what I would recommend, because I just did not have the chance to do this, get those internships. Okay, put those internships on your resume. My school was very, very good for providing us with resources for internships. I'm not gonna say every single school does that, but my school was great at it. I just wasn't able to take advantage of it for personal reasons. But if you can, do it, because I feel like just having that little bit of experience helps a lot. Certifications as well. Like, when you get those refund checks, as much as you want to keep all of the money on them refund checks, if you just so happen to get one big refund check, get a certification. Especially if you're somebody in the tech field, get certified, get an A+ certification, get a Security Plus certification. If you want to get one of those Google certifications, doing project management, database analytics, I don't care what it is, get one of them before you graduate school, because the way that you'll be able to snag one of those jobs paying you $70K a year straight out of college, just from having an internship, just from having a certification, is crazy. It's crazy, y'all. But job hunting is crazy, I think, more so now, because it's like the expectations of what they want you to have going into these jobs, as well as what they're, you know, counteracting to what they are offering, is insane to me. Like, how you want me to come in with 10 years of experience straight out of college, and then you only want to pay me like $15, $17 an hour. What type of mess is that? There are so many jobs I come across who were like asking for literal master's degrees, y'all. I kid you not, masters, and only wanting to pay these people $20 an hour. Are you joking? Do you know the amount of people right now making $20 an hour with no degree, and you're telling me I done sat up here and got 2 degrees and you only want to pay me $20? And I done got a master's degree. Like, that's crazy to me. But that's the legitimate job industry right now. Like, everybody don't want to pay nothing, but at the same time, for some reason, rent is going up. That's the only reason that I haven't been able to fully be able to secure a spot of my own, is just because like where I am right now, and that's why I want to move so bad. Not only for that, but also as a content creator, it'd be better for me to move, you know, to a city with more opportunity. It's just that they're not paying nothing here. There's like no jobs here in the fields that I want necessarily, and then they just don't pay nothing in the fields that I'm at, in the location I'm at. So I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. But I just find it so horrific just how terrible the job industry is. And I can only imagine, like, when I graduated college, I graduated in 2019, so it was like pre-pandemic, like right before the pandemic had happened. I had like 6 months before everything just broke loose. And so within them 6 months, I was applying for jobs, applying, to the point that my mother was like, are you actually applying to these jobs? Like, she could not believe like these jobs were just not saying anything. And the biggest thing that I've experienced, and I know y'all have been going through it, is the ghosting. Okay, the ghosting really started in 2019. Like, that's when I noticed it, naturally, because I was in college before then, so I wouldn't have really noticed it at that time because I wasn't really looking for those type of jobs. I was getting, you know, the little 9 to 5 jobs, or like not even 9 to 5, 725 jobs is what I was getting, you know, just something to have some money in my pocket as somebody, you know, a college student. And then y'all, like, even then it was so hard, like, I kid y'all not, so freaking hard for me to find something that was paying like decent money, and also who would just get back to you. Like, I was like, what happened to the job industry? Like, let's talk about it. When I was in school, or before school, when I was like getting, you know, jobs and applying for jobs when I was like a high school or whatever, it was never an issue of like not hearing back from a job. You would hear back from a job even if you did not get that job. Like, even if they were like, oh no, we moved on to more candidates and people who we feel like is better equipped to do the job, like, you would still get that response from them. Nowadays, child, you'll be happy to hear anything from these companies. They do not get back to you. They do not say if you are qualified or not. The way that you find out that you don't get these jobs is by logging back into your portal to see like your profile and noticing they took the job down. Just for them to put it back up a week later. That literally happened to me. So I had went to Houston to see Beyonce. If y'all haven't seen, well, I didn't put that up as a vlog, my bad, y'all, but I got the Nashville Beyonce vlog up there if y'all want to see. But I went to Houston for the Beyonce concert because me and my sister was just like fiending. We was like, we went to Nashville, we got to go to, you know, Houston. But while I was out there, I was presented with a job opportunity, and so as soon as I got back here home, I went ahead and I applied for that job in Houston because it was hybrid, meaning I would only have to be, you know, at work maybe 2-3 times during the week, and other times I'll be able to be at home. Houston I already messed with because there are opportunities out in Houston. I have family out there, and you know, it just would have been a vibe, put it that way. Like, it would have worked out. It was nice weather, like, you know, vice versa. So I went through this process. I applied for this job, y'all. Applied for it, you know, I did what I needed to do. Literally applied for they put the job up. I applied for the job literally the next day. The job posting went up one day, I applied for the job the next day. Okay, this is how determined your girl was. I hear nothing from the company. Okay, nothing for the company for a while. Like, it was a good month before I ever heard from the company again. So I'm not really thinking nothing of it because, like, naturally as adults, especially when you get out of college, like, baby, I'm busy. Okay, I'm busy. I have natural, like, work life. I'm not sitting here thinking about, you know, this job that I just applied for, because baby, if you want to be real, that's probably the 20,000th job I applied for this year. A month goes by, and then finally I had heard from them. So I heard from them, and it went by like, okay, this is the problem I had. Heard from the company, right? Once I heard from the company, the process was moving so fast. Okay, I was like very hopeful because the process was moving fast. They needed somebody to fill that position. They wanted me there in like the next month. Like, it was really, really a fast process, which kind of caught me off guard a little bit because I'm thinking like, whoa, you need me there when, girl? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, you just got back to me today. Like, what you mean you need me there by the end of this year? Mind you, this is November. The end of the year is December. That's why I said she needed me there like in a month. So we go through the process. We did a little phone interview. Cool. I personally feel like the phone interview went well. After the phone interview, we do a Zoom interview where we schedule it, and it was the same week. Like it would just seem so perfect to me because the days that they were doing it were the days that I was already off work. And so I was like, dang, I ain't gotta take no time off. Like, this is perfect. Like, I'm already off work these days and I'm scheduling these interviews, da 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 da. Child, after those 2 interviews, so after the phone call one and after doing the Zoom one, I hear nothing. Nothing, y'all. Like, when I say nothing, I hear nothing. So again, I'm not expecting you to get back to me ASAP. I'm not expecting you to get back to me literally the next day, after we do like the full official interview. Only interview with 2 people. I'm not expecting that. But like, just to hear nothing, like I heard nothing at all. Like, no, oh, we've decided to move on with candidates. No, nothing. The only time that I found out is I went on my candidate profile. Like I was telling y'all, that's how you be finding out if these jobs hire somebody or if they just decided to take it down. Went on my candidate profile, job nowhere to be found. Job is nowhere to be found, as if I just never applied for the job to begin with. Nowhere to be found. So I'm like, okay, so they obviously either took the job posting down or they hired somebody for the role. Turns out they didn't. They got interns in place. So they just basically didn't want to pay me the money or just didn't want to wait for me to relocate down there. So there's that. I think the sad reality to all of this is that I don't personally think that the job industry is going to get any better, even though it desperately needs to, because if rent prices are not going to give, I'm gonna need these companies to start giving, because baby, I don't know how you expect for me to even survive. Like, we're moving into a society, if you want to be real, where it's like, baby, you ain't got no choice but to have a roommate. You don't have a choice but to live in a communal aspect, because like, I mean, unless you are big balling, unless you out here scamming, like, I don't know how y'all are affording stuff. I don't know how you are affording to be able to live in today's economy when, I mean, shit is just high as hell, honestly. But I'm praying for all of y'all out there who are going through the process of job hunting right now. I understand the struggle, trust and believe. Unfortunately, it's been like this for a minute now. It just didn't start. I was feeling the beginning of this little thing that we're going through now back in 2019, okay? And since the pandemic, it's only got worse. Not even gonna lie to y'all. But now let's get into our next topic, y'all. Let's get into what I'm pretty sure everybody wants to talk about, is dating and relationships. Okay, the dating scene, the modern dating scene. And me and my sister actually plan on doing a podcast for this. So if you guys want to see our podcast, make sure you go follow it. It's in the link in the description, and I'll put the picture of the podcast. It's called Sincerely a Black Millennial. Y'all, dating is one of the most exhausting things that you could do to yourself right now. When I say I just was not prepared for the dating scene, I actually was in a relationship, like literally a relationship for not all 4 years. Well, 4 years of I was in college for 5 years because I switched my major. 4 years in college, I was in a relationship. Don't recommend it, okay? I do not recommend it. Get it. But I was in a relationship, and I got out of a relationship my senior year of college. I think was so fun because I was out of a relationship. I wasn't out here doing no crazy mess. I already know, like, you know how people try to sit up there and make it seem like you be no, I wasn't. Me and my girls was just having a good time. I was in an organization and we was doing our thing. Child, when I say, like, I took a 3-year break from dating. Okay, so pretty much the entire pandemic, I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't entertain anybody. Like, I literally was just focused on kind of figuring out what the heck I wanted to do with life, like what direction I wanted to take. I was figuring out my content. That's when I had made the decision to create this channel, because I did have, this wasn't my channel, like this didn't exist. My main channel was me doing like video reactions and stuff of that nature, and you know, just trying to get things together so that I could succeed in the future. You know, your girl had big plans, big dreams. Once 2021 rolled around, I said, you know what, it's been a minute, it's been a while, like I probably can give this dating thing a chance. You know, I probably can see, I could see what's tea out here on these streets. Maybe I should have left it where it was at. I should have kept doing what I was doing, because obviously I just was not aware of what the dating scene, I wasn't aware of what the dating scene was giving. Okay, I wasn't prepared, I wasn't prepared, I wasn't nothing. Okay, I got into the dating scene in 2021, and quickly, like, it didn't take time, it didn't take a long time, quickly I realized, okay, this is a shit show. Dating apps, okay, let's talk about it, because I feel like that's a big thing that a lot of people are doing nowadays when it comes to dating, is utilizing dating apps. And I wish I would have like warned me about them prior, because prior to my relationship, I never used a dating app in my life. Okay, never used a dating app in my life until after I ended, like, you know, my dating ban in a sense after those 3 years. So I didn't know what the heck a Tinder was. I didn't know what the heck a Hinge or a Bumble or anything, but somebody had recommended for me to do it. So I was like, okay, bet. Girl, I went on there. I think the first thing that I ever downloaded was Tinder, and that is the biggest waste of time. I'm gonna say that much right now. The biggest waste of time. I think honestly online dating is the biggest waste of time. I think that if you want to date or if you're trying to look for a partner, vice versa, you're better off just going out more. Honestly, you're better off going out more, because I feel like Tinder and those types of apps are really just hookup apps. Like, I feel like a lot of people are trying to just get their rock off. They're trying to hook up. I don't feel like a lot of people are on those apps looking to actually get in a genuine relationship. I think what I hate the most about dating apps is just the transparency does not exist, which, I mean, it's a freaking dating app. Like, it's online dating. Like, what really, what can you expect? But, you know, I just feel like it's just no transparency. Like, instead of people being honest and saying like, oh, I'm just here because I'm trying to hook up, they will rather, you know, mess with you for however long and then hope that maybe one day you'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna bust it open, you know, like, I don't know. But that, from my experience, like, I've come across a few decent people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's a couple of people I came across that are actually cool people to this day. You know, it's like we follow each other on social media and stuff, and I don't have no hard feelings towards them. But majority of the people, they ain't about shit. I'm not even sitting here trying to hurt y'all feelings, but they ain't about shit. I think that this is the year that we give up at dating apps, if you want to be real. Like, I feel like dating apps, even for trying to find friends, because I actually did do Bumble for friends, because I was trying to meet more people down here, kind of network a little bit more, find more, you know, people. Child, that was even ass. Like, people in general are ass nowadays. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, dating apps, I feel like need to be left in the past. I really do. Like, I feel like it's just hurting people more than anything. I feel like it hurts your pride. Like, the amount of people who will match with me on certain dating apps be having me question myself. Like, not to say that people, you know, people are beautiful in their own ways, not to sit up here and do that type of thing, but I just be really like, what is going on around here? But I honestly just feel like, you know, more of the story, dating apps are very, like, pointless at this point in time. But also, I feel like our generation, when it comes to dating, it's kind of getting to a point where it's like, what's the point? I feel like a lot of people, like, we're so fixated on the concept of not being hurt, and or if we're gonna be hurt, doing them wrong before we get done wrong. And I feel like that's fucking everything up. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like everybody wants to be in a relationship, but then they don't want the responsibilities of a relationship, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, for me, I aspire to be married. Like, I want to find my person, and that's it. Like, it's just me and you for the rest of life, for the rest of the way. Like, I aspire to find that. I feel like everybody just is trying to hurt each other, and sneaky link culture, do not get me started on that, okay? I can just go when it comes to sneaky link culture. Sneaky link culture, I feel like it's messing everything up. It really is. It's messing everything up. Everybody now is just like so hypersexual. Like, not saying that, you know, sex is not a vital part of a relationship, but it's just not everything. And I feel like the older that you get, the more you understand that. It's just getting to a point where it's exhausting. Like, I am truly exhausted, and I've kind of come to, like, me and my friend talk about this all the time, kind of come to a point in life where it's like, you kind of start to ask yourself, like, you know, would you be okay if you are single for the rest of your life? Because it just gets to a point where it's just like, you lose that sense of hope that there is somebody out there for you, even though there probably is somebody out there, you know. But you kind of get into a position where it's like, dang, like, would I be content with just not being in a relationship? Would I be content with not having kids? Or, I mean, not saying you can't have kids and you're not, because you can always adopt, but like, just not having that companionship, or not, you know, because it gets exhausting. It does get exhausting, like, consistently having to deal with people. It gets exhausting consistently having to date and start over and date and start over and date and start over. And I think that's why a lot of the times, you know, I don't even date at all. And that's a lot of the reason that I have been celibate, because it's like, I'm not about to sit up here and be just, you know, giving myself to all these people over and over again like this, because you don't talk and you don't deal with people for a long time. So it's like, why, you know, be out here giving yourself to all these people? Like, I don't get it. I don't see the point in it. But I have had to ask myself that hard question, like, you know, like, would you be okay? Or kind of like, not even would you be okay, like, coming to terms that that could be a reality. Like, coming to terms that it's like, girl, there is a possibility that you will not find your person, and that you will be single for the rest of your life. And I'm kind of just like, I feel like I'm slowly coming to terms with it. But I feel like one of the things that I'm really trying to do, and I'm really trying to hustle with right now, is that it's like, if I'm going to be alone, I at least want to be alone and like genuinely live the life that I want to live. So that's why I'm like, get on your social media stuff, like, get on your, you know, entrepreneur stuff, because it's like, I don't aspire to work for somebody for the rest of my life. Like, I don't. That's not an aspiration of mine. Not even gonna lie to you. Like, 9 to 5 life is just not it for me. Not saying it's not it for you. I don't think 9-to-5 life is horrible. I know plenty of my friends who would rather work for somebody and clock in than they would owning their own stuff, and I respect it. Like, I feel like everybody's different. It'd be weird if everybody wanted to do the same exact thing, honestly. But yeah, y'all, like, I don't know if that's a reality. Like comment below and let me know if that's a reality that you've kind of had to face, or a reality that you just started to like think about recently, because that's definitely something that I've thought about, that I've considered, is that like, child, single life might be a big thing. It might be a big thing over here. I can't even really speak for a lot of people, but it just naturally feels like nobody values like relationships anymore. Nobody really wants to be in a relationship anymore. Nobody really, I don't know, it's like everybody wants to mess around. They don't really want to like mess with you, if that makes sense. But like friendships, y'all, let's talk about friendships. I feel like friendships, when we were talking about relationships and stuff like that, it is so much harder in your adult life, like once you get out of college, than I feel like it is when you are in college. Like when you are in college, you have so much access to people. I mean, everybody's already there. They're on campus. We're all in one spot. There isn't a situation where it's like, oh, we got to schedule a time to see each other. We got to schedule a time to take a vacation. Like we all are just there. If we want to do a kickback, if we want to come and meet up at everybody's house or like we're able to do so. When you're talking about adult life, you are in a position where it's like you have to make 10 times more effort to keep those friendships that you made in college. And that's not an issue. Like I have no issue with keeping relationships and friendships and things of that nature. It's just reciprocated communication where everything just kind of goes to shit. I will say personally, for me, I live in an area where it's like a lot of my friends who used to live here, who went to college with me, just no longer live here, and they live in different places. So for me personally, it's not a lot of people that I know out here. I don't have a lot of friends out here. Like I kind of am a very much go to work, go home type of girl, and maybe go out every now and then with the couple of friends that I do have here. But other than that, like that's pretty much it. But yeah, everything is just so much harder, y'all. Like I kid you not, it's so much harder to genuinely make new friends. Like the dating apps, for instance, like I think Bumble is one of the dating apps, and like other ones that you can as well, to make new friends. I tried that. Okay, I tried to make new friends on dating apps, and honestly, it's just as bad as the dating part of the app, because I feel like communication is terrible. Like our generation is ass with communication, just pure ass with communication. I will not hear from people for days. I will not hear from people for weeks. Like there was this one person I was dealing with, and I would not hear from this person for weeks. Like I kid you not, weeks. And then they would come out of the blue like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, what are you doing today? I'm like, I haven't heard from you in weeks. Like what's going on? And this was somebody that I was dating, so naturally I have a reason to be like, why the fuck I haven't heard from you like in a week? Like what's going on with you? But like even with the friendship portion, like it is like the communication is terrible. People just be weird. Like I don't know, it just is, the vibes are so off. And like again, I made my friends pretty much 99 if not all of my friends through personal interactions. So like to go from personal interactions to trying to make friends with people online, it's just a completely different thing that I'm just personally not used to whatsoever. I'm like, girl, I'm used to meeting people, like shake your hand, how you doing, nice to meet you. Like I'm not used to making friends with people on the internet. Not saying that I'm opposed to it, of course, because I'm not opposed to it, but people just be weird. People just be weird, y'all. I personally would love to be able to make new friends. Like I'm in a position now as a creator, especially, where I'm trying to network. I'm trying to meet new people and make connections and things, just because that's what you got to do. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. Like if you're a creator and you want to broaden your horizon, you gotta network, you gotta collab, you gotta do things like that. But you really do need a network, and that's really what I'm trying to do. Like I'm trying to get to know people. I'm trying to, you know, link with people and collab with people who, you know, have similar interests to me in terms of the content that they want to create. And even if we don't have similar interests, who are just a vibe in general, like just people who we can like bounce off of each other and, you know, help each other, encourage each other. Like that's really the vibes I'm looking for. I feel like naturally the older you get, you're looking for people, and you're looking to be in places and in rooms that literally suit you, that makes sense to what it is that you're currently doing in life. Like I feel like I want to be surrounded, and I feel like that's why I be going on Instagram cleanses sometimes, where I'll just like, you know, unfollow people or unfollow pages that I'm following that just don't even make sense. Like why am I following you, you know? Because it's just like I want to be surrounded by the things that I want to do. If I want to be, you know, into my beauty stuff and I want to get more into makeup and I want to do the only thing that would make sense is for me to, you know, be surrounded by that, for me to follow more people who do makeup and follow more people who did this, that, and the third. Like, that's kind of how I operate. Like, that's kind of how I work. It's like, you got to be surrounded by kind of things that align with what it is that you want to do. Because I feel like if you're not, you're just gonna get, it's easy for you to get knocked off track. But it's hard to do that, y'all. Like, I feel like honestly we live kind of in a society and live in a world where it's like, I want to eat down and I want to do what I want to do and there's no room for you, when in reality there's room for everybody to eat. Like, I feel like that's literally what it is. Like, people get to where they want to be at and they don't be wanting to help nobody. And I'm not saying you gotta help nobody who just is kind of trying to leech off of you. There's a difference between somebody who's leeching off of you and somebody who is genuinely happy for the success that you have. But I don't know, things just seem so harsh. Like, it's some stuff I come across on TikTok sometimes where it's like, oh, my friends did this, or oh, I did this, or this is how I think about my friends. And I just be like, girl, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like, why would you do that? Like, some of the ones that we talking about vacations, or they be talking about like with your girls versus your boy, or would you do this and what would you do that, and I just be like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Like, I don't know, it's certain stuff where I just be like, damn, like, where is the loyalty when it comes to certain situations? Like, I feel like there can be a healthy balance between friendships and relationships with your man. Like, I don't know, that ain't my business. And that concludes the get ready with me, y'all. Look at the face. I swear to y'all, all of this light, let me see if I can turn this light down. This light, oh, you can turn it up. I don't know if it really, if you turn it up, if it gives y'all that vibe, but it's definitely giving like beginner UK vibes. But yes, you guys, that concludes our little get ready with me talking about 20s, friendships, relationships, etc. If you like this video, make sure you guys subscribe to your channel. More videos coming soon. I have a story time that I'm going to be doing, so make sure I'll be on the lookout for that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment below and let me know what is the craziest thing that's happened in your 20s. Like, comment and let me know, like, what happened that was like, girl, this is not real life right now. Love y'all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all. I've been all in my phone, I got options, and I don't wanna tell you the